Hello everyone, welcome back. Uh, we are not into a whole lot this afternoon. Uh, Trying to decide if it doesn't rain anymore tonight or in the morning, we'll be able to get back to some tillage work, and which would be good. I'd like to get some of it knocked out. But I had a discussion today with some folks about how to calculate yields uh, off of ground with particular crops. And the best way to do it is to determine how much each plant or seed or whatever is going to produce. You know, let's use tomatoes for instance, and now this is just uh, an example. I don't know if these numbers are correct or if they're anywhere close or anything else, but let's use tomatoes for example. So a couple things you need to remember, some numbers you do need to remember. In vegetable production, there is approximately 8,000 row feet to an acre. Okay, so if you got 8,000 row feet and you space your plants a foot apart in the row, you're gonna have 8,000 plants. If you're gonna double that up, you're gonna have 16. You know, if you do 2 rows on a bed of plastic. Alright, well, let's use tomatoes. Say you put them on 2 feet centers, and that gives you 4,000 plants. And let's say, for instance, you do 5 pounds per plant. Probably very, very low, but let's just say you do 5 pounds yield per plant. That's going to give you 5 times, that's 20,000 pounds of tomatoes. And then, of course, you can calculate how much your wholesale price is per pound and go from there. You kind of get an idea, rough estimate. One thing for calculating purposes that I would recommend, and we always do it, plants like cabbage, you know how many plants you're going to set to an acre. You know how many heads go in a box. So say you put 10,000 in in an acre, and you put 10 in a box. So that's 1,000 boxes. For planting purposes, you need to calculate on an 80% yield right off the bat. It may be more, it may be less. After you get a couple years of data behind your belt, then you can kind of go. But so then that reduces it to 8,000 plants. That's 800 boxes. That's 20% right off the top. Just to be safe. So for instance, if you're calculating sweet corn, and say you put so many seed per acre, and you calculate 1 ear per seed, which is you're going to get 1 marketable ear per stalk of corn. Say you put 20,000 seed to an acre, and you're looking at 20,000 ears of corn, and you divide that by 48, which gives you a bushel crate. Then you come up with a number of bushels per acre. Take 20% off of it, just for calculating purposes. But that's just some things you got to deal with. A couple numbers to remember. Always pull 20% right off the top. It may be more, it may be less, but that's a good number to start with. Know how much yield per plant you're getting. That way, when you calculate how many plants per acre you got, you can get a good idea. Now, this, of course, is theoretically speaking, if all goes well, if you will. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Know how many you're going to be putting in the package and how much that package brings. If you're putting 10 heads of cabbage in a box, and that box is bringing $10, that kind of thing. So, but yeah, that's it's good to know kind of what you're going to do. There's yield calculators available online through a lot of your cooperative extension programs in the states. You can figure them up. There's budgets out there for vegetables, row crops, commodity crops, a little bit of everything. But those are always just good starting points. Your production methods, your area, your area may grow really good something or not really good something at all. And you got to kind of figure that out on your own and collect your own data. But those are good starting points, so that's a good way to start. But that's a brief conversation. Hopefully we'll get some footage tomorrow of dragging the disc cars through some ground. So if you like what we do, subscribe to us. If you see a video you like, hit the like button. Check out our Facebook page, Rocky Hollow Farm. And until next time, take care of yourself. Bye.